Hi Leo, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot and welcome to your January 2018 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising signs. So Leo, Happy New Year. Let's see what the month of January has in store for you. I will have the decks that I'm using listed below. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck, I do have the star. And this is what I'm using as the overall energy. So we have the star, very nice, Leo. So some of you could be healing, especially those of you that maybe had some health problems. Definitely in January, you could be overcoming those issues, maybe healing with the star. The star is a very spiritual, divine energy for me. So very much being spiritually guided, protected. Maybe some of you are dealing with some divine time. That's a possibility here. The star is a very optimistic, hopeful energy. So something could be inspiring you. You know, you could be very optimistic when it comes to something that's going on, Leo. But let's see here. Right at the center, and this is energy that you're starting the month with, we have the Ace of Swords crossed by the Page of Pentacles. So the Ace of Swords, you know, maybe some of you are signing something here with the Ace of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles could be a financial opportunity that's coming in, or some sort of financial news that's coming in for you. With the Ace of Swords, maybe you're signing something. For those of you that are maybe going back to school, you know, that could be a possibility. Maybe signing something important here regarding school, something like that. With the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Swords is a card of truth, clarity. So some of you could be seeing the truth, hearing the truth. You know, that could be inspiring you with the star here as well. If you were dealing with, you know, any sort of confusion around a particular matter, I mean, you could be cutting through that confusion or any BS. Getting down to the bottom of something with the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is also a card of victory, but it's victory after dealing with some challenges. So with the Page of Pentacles, you know, you might have a financial opportunity that's coming in, and, you know, it could be something that's really good for you. Even if it seems very small, it potentially could be something, you know, really wonderful. You know, maybe even some of you could be starting a business here, because with the Ace of Swords, for me, it can even be like that spark, that idea. And with the Page of Pentacles, it could be something definitely relating to career or something business here. And at your foundation, we have the Eight of Cups. So that's very interesting. With the Eight of Cups, for me, this was you maybe very focused on the future. You could have emotionally moved on or moved forward from a particular matter. With the Eight of Cups, for me, this is always someone who's very focused on the future, letting go of the past, moving forward. So, you know, maybe this has led up to this. You could have left something behind that maybe wasn't good for you, and now maybe you're starting something new or moving towards something new here. And what's interesting is in the more recent past, I do have Justice. So again, definitely maybe a contract that's significant here, maybe signing something here, Leo. Justice, you know, could have been some sort of legal situation that was significant for you previously. Maybe some of you who had like a legal matter that was ongoing, you could have heard a decision previously, or maybe you made a decision about something in your life that's very significant. With Justice, if you had to make a decision, for me, Justice can represent doing the right thing, you know, really thinking about others' needs as well as your own, like putting other people first sometimes. So I think that, you know, for those of you that had to make a decision, I think that this was you maybe looking at, you know, what's good for other people as well as yourself, being fair when it comes to, you know, anything, basically, or any sort of decisions that you are making. With Justice and then the Tower, though, you have the Tower crowning you. This could be a building. So for those of you that are signing something, it could also have something to do with maybe a house move. Maybe some of you are purchasing a home. or renting a home, something like that, with justice. And now the Tower. The Tower for me isn't automatically negative. It can go in either direction. And for some of you, I think it's a building, a property. Even those of you that are starting a business, I mean, this could be like a commercial property that's significant here. But the Tower can also represent something happening suddenly. It can be a shakeup. It can be the universe stepping in. It can be an awakening. So there definitely could be some Leos that's how you relate to this energy. Maybe you realize something, especially with this Ace of Swords here. There could be something you're realizing. Something that maybe you're seeing clearly. And what's interesting is coming up around the second week in the near future position, I have the Moon, which can definitely be something surfacing, something that was hidden surfacing. So some of you, you know, that's how you're going to relate to these energies, is maybe having some sort of awakening here. Could be spiritual in nature, but maybe finally seeing something clearly, or finally cutting through that confusion or that BS or whatever was hidden is now surfacing for some of you. Around this time, listen to your intuition. Pay attention to your dreams. They could be very significant. A water sign could also be very significant. Cancer, Pisces, maybe Scorpio. Because in the position of your power, I do have the Chariot. So with the Moon and also the Chariot here, a water sign person could definitely be significant. With the Chariot, you could be traveling to see someone. But you're in the driver's seat. With the Chariot in this position, you can steer this Chariot exactly where you want to go, Leo. So you're in the driver's seat. You're empowered. I see this as an empowering energy. I think some of you just need to listen to your intuition and maybe figure out exactly how you're going to go about something, or, you know, which way you're going to go for some of you. And with Temperance, you have Temperance in the position of how those around you are viewing you, which is another healing energy. And you know, I don't often see the Star and Temperance come up together. So both very spiritual for me. So a lot of spiritual guidance here, definitely being divinely guided. And so if you're finding something out or something has happened that was very significant, it's meant to be. It's in your highest good. You're definitely being led maybe down a new path. And with the Chariot, you know, sometimes for me, this person can be at a crossroads. You know, they can move in one of two directions. And so you're the one who's going to have to make that decision, you know, which direction do you want to go in? With Temperance in this position, you could be taking your time when it comes to moving forward, but still maybe moving forward. But this is, for me, it's a patient energy. It's someone who does something gradually. So there could be some Leos that you're maybe moving forward, or something is happening and maybe you're taking your time. But also this is a healing energy, and some of you maybe just feel really balanced at this time. Your emotions are balancing, which, you know, maybe in the week prior, because this is around the second week with the Moon, you know, some of you could have been a little emotional at this time, but now feeling a lot more stable and balanced here with Temperance around the third week. And then in the hopes and fears position, you have the Three of Swords. But this isn't happening. This is just in the fears position. So I think fearing the worst, fearing maybe something not being fair, fearing something going wrong, fearing some sort of loss. You know, if this is like a contract, maybe some of you are purchasing a home, but you're fearing it's not going to go through, or something like that. You know, it's just a fear. So I would say, you know, keep your mind focused on what's positive. You know, don't allow this energy to get to you, especially with the Moon here, because it can be very emotional and in more intense sort of energy. So definitely don't allow your fear to get the best of you. Stay balanced. Keep yourself grounded. And then energy that you're actually leaving the month with going into February, of the Queen of Swords. So with the Queen of Swords, obviously this could be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra person that's significant. Maybe your attorney is significant here at the end of the month. If you do have something legal that's ongoing, maybe they're contacting you here at the end of the month. For some of you, I mean, this could be your energy. The Queen of Swords, you know, she's very serious. She's obviously very logical, very organized. She's a planner. She's detail oriented. So some of you, that could be your energy here. She doesn't take any BS from anybody. She's definitely, you know, very, very serious. So for some of you, you know, this could definitely be your energy at this time. I do feel like for some of you, this is maybe an air sign person that's significant here. So maybe they're communicating with you. There could be some news that's coming in for you at this time. But let's see. Let's do some clarifying. All right, let's take a look at the Tower, which is crowning you. All right, clarifying the Tower for Leo. Looking at the Tower for Leo. Clarifying the Tower. Oh my goodness, interesting. So we have the Two of Rods, the Queen of Cups, and then the Seven of Swords. That's very interesting. So I mentioned water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Two of Rods can represent a decision or a partnership, maybe with a water sign person, but then the Seven of Swords, maybe you're suspecting this person of something. The Seven of Swords can be that shady sort of energy where, you know, you're suspicious of someone, or maybe you've caught someone trying to steal something from you. Someone could have been lying to you. Maybe some of you have a decision to make about this person, if this is, you know, coming up for you in the more negative sense, because it is clarifying the Tower, which I mentioned could be like some sort of awakening. You know, with this Ace of Swords, you could have used this sword to sever ties from maybe a relationship, a shady person. But, you know, the Seven of Swords isn't always negative. It can be a risky energy here. So with this Two of Swords, or excuse me, the Two of Rods, some of you might be really thinking about the future here, and you could be gearing up to take some sort of risk. This is an independent energy here, and maybe you're thinking about making a drastic change. When it comes to that, you're going to have to really listen to your intuition. So with that Two of Rods, some of you, you know, could relate to these energies in that sense, where you're gearing up to take some sort of major risk in your life. I would say just think it through thoroughly, definitely. And then, of course, there could be those other Leos that this might have been something coming to light, you finding something out, someone acting shady. And it could be happening right at the start of the month, or maybe you're finding this out right around the second week here. But remember that you're the one who's empowered. You're the one who's in the driver's seat, and so you don't have to deal with this. If you choose not to, you don't have to deal with this. But let me pull you an additional guidance card. This is the Angels of Abundance Oracle cards. Leo, additional guidance for Leo. And then I'm also, for this month, pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card, Leo. But over on Vimeo, I do have the Love Tarot forecast for the month of January posted. Leo, additional guidance for Leo. All right, so we have this card that came out, but we also have this card that flipped over, Leo. So I'm going to take both of them. All right, so we have obstacles and blocks are lifted. All your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure that your flow of abundance continues. So, I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, and that's what that Ace of Swords is representing. It's victory after dealing with challenges. And I think that some of you, you know, you're definitely maybe healing after dealing with some difficulties, or just maybe, you know, a lot of confusion or obstacles. And so now things feel a lot more balanced, you know, coming up here in January. So wonderful. And then we also have children. Your love life is being affected by children. And then we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So some of you, I feel like with this card, you're very happy. For those of you that are in a relationship, you know, honestly, January could be a very passionate month for you. And I feel like some of you are very happy. For those of you that are in a relationship and there's no drama going on, I feel like some of you are very happy. And maybe your children are significant. Maybe you're going to be spending more time with your children. Maybe some of you are going to try to have children here. You could be talking about that. Maybe some of you are very passionate about starting a family. For those of you that are single and want to meet someone, you know, maybe you've been putting your children first, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But maybe, you know, you haven't been going out because you have children, something like that. So if you want to meet someone, you know, there are things you could do without maybe having to go out all the time. You know, you could try to meet someone at home, you know, online or something like that, through a dating website. There's things you could do. But yeah, I mean, overall, Leo, I think it's going to be a great month for you. I really do. I think it's a month that, you know, it's a very balanced and stable month. There's a lot of healing energy that's coming in for you, and I feel like you're very much being spiritually guided here. And overall, I think the energy is fantastic. So even if you dealt with some shady stuff, I feel like, again, it's a month where you're healing. So overall, it's going to be a great month for you, Leo. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Over on Vimeo, I do have the January Love Tarot forecast posted, so if that's something that interests you, definitely check those out. If you are interested in having a private reading with me, please head on over to northeasttarot.com. I do wish you a wonderful month. Take care.